Hello and welcome to Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures, and the great tidy up has started. So sit back, relax, put your feet up, have a cuppa, which I'm about to do actually. I'll explain why in a moment, but once again, welcome to the show. Battling against the storm today here on the allotment. It's a storm Eowyn, if I've pronounced that right, and it's come from America and it's bringing lots and lots of really vicious winds. We've had it pretty light here actually in Yorkshire this morning. We've had heavy wind obviously, but not some of the storms that have been saying. We're looking at 50 to 60 miles an hour. I know throughout the country are getting up towards 90 miles an hour in some places, so I hope everybody's doing well that has the storms at the moment, especially on the coast. It's whipping the sea up. Now here I am in a slightly secluded part to my allotment. I've got my lovely laurel hedge behind me, and remember last year I put these planters in, not yet used them. They're filled at the bottom with old sticks and twigs and all sorts of things, twigs and all sorts of things in the bottom. Then I put a couple of layers of cardboard in there. It's actually protected at the bottom with ground protector. So it allows the water to go through, but it doesn't hopefully allow things to come up through the ground. That'd be very useful. I've got some old compost that I've put in here as well. I've also, if I get rid of that piece of plastic, no, that's good one. I've got some cuttings. Now this has been in the bag for ages, so it's about to start rotting down. I've got some really big pieces, but also some smaller chunks. Even this will eventually rot down. We'll put that in. Now on top of that, sorry, under that also, I've put some straw, and that will really just help. And then on top of that, I'm going to put some traditional compost, some real compost. Now these were bargains, 50 litres. And at my local centre, it's not a garden centre, one of those DIY stores, they're changing hands. They've gone from one and they're going to the other. Now in the transition, they're having massive sales. I say massive. They say up to 70%. You never get 70%. Well, you probably do on the things you don't actually want. I've got some compost, and it should have been £8 a pack. It's coming just over £4, £4.50 I think they were. So I've got 7 of those. I'm going to put some in here, and then we can let it rest for a while. We'll cover it up with the black sheeting that I've got here on the allotment, and then we can, when it's warm enough, we can start planting. Only one thing is, with compost that's being outside like this in plastic bags, it can go off, you know, it can get a bit rotten and mouldy. So we're going to get that out as soon as we can, get it in here and get it covered, and hopefully that then will be fantastic growing, because by the time I get to growing in a couple of weeks' time in here, planting seeds in here obviously, we will be able to, all that lovely compost and manure that's in there will really help them survive and thrive, I hope. So I bought 7 of those, which is not bad going. I couldn't get any more in the car. Might go back and get some more because it's really good value. This one here has got a natural, and it's enriched with seaweed, and it's just brilliant, and it does everything. So I could keep some of this back and use it to pot on. So I might do that. I might keep one of these back and put into my seedlings, and they will absolutely love it. It will need feeding at some point, but at the moment, as I say, it comes in 50 litres. It does say on here actually, you get 25% extra, so you should have only had 40 litres for the price. It weighs a ton, of course. It says it's got a moisture lock in there as well, so probably those little granules that hold onto the moisture. And apparently it's a fine grade, which will be fantastic. And it says reduce, reuse and recycle. So this plastic bag, it says reuse it, possibly sometimes keep the compost in it and grow within this. I love it, absolutely brilliant. Can't wait to use it. Can be used in seed soil, sowing, beds and borders, pots and baskets, and here we go. If you want extra guidance as well, it's got one of those fancy little QR codes on it, and you scan that and it will give you all sorts of extra. But I'm really excited to start growing outside. Well, I've also been tidying up in the greenhouse, so should we potter along and see what I've been doing in there. Some more compost, except these are tomato planters, and this one here next to me here is quite a large one. It's called, well, the make is from Westland, which is the same as the compost outside, but this one is specifically, if I can say the word, for tomatoes, and it's brilliant. 55 litres. Again, should have been £8. Got it for just under £4. This one, because this was reduced a little bit more actually than the other. Get 3 tomato plants in here. This is obviously really very good compost for tomatoes. What I love about this is it's already got feed in it and will last, apparently it says somewhere on the packet, and I can't find it now I'm talking to you. I think it lasts about 6 weeks or so without having to do anything. It's enriched, it says, nutrient rich compost. So I'm really looking forward to using that. Now, I did treat myself. There was a different make, and this is a Levington one. This is as I said, Westland one. This is an organic one over here, and it's not as big. It's about 35 litres, so it's not as deep. This is called the Big Tom. I've used these before in the past, and they really do grow. This organic, very exciting. Still have 3 tomato plants in. It's again charged, it says, with organic tomato feed, and it says you should get 50% more tomatoes. Isn't that exciting? Can't wait to get my tomato seeds in the next few days. Now I've tied it up in here. I've got 2 of those because they were only £2.50 each. So bag of bargain. They were reduced to £5 to start with, and then had 50% off. So £2.50. So I've got 2 for 1 really. Can't wait to use these. I love a good tomato. Got different varieties this year, so we'll start using those and get those in as soon as we can. This is last year's actually. This is some compost that I've got over. It's still smelling beautiful. I'll be using that because that's an all-purpose general compost. We can use that in our seed trays and all those things. But I might use my new one that I've just bought. So we're at it. I've tied it up. My little mini greenhouse within the greenhouse here is very useful because it does help keep the heat in. Because even on days like today, it's quite warm today actually. I think it says it's in here 8.2. Oh no, it's 19 degrees. It was 8.2 overnight. So it's keeping the heat. But when we start using that again, we'll get our seeds sown and get it inside there. Seeds inside plastic bags, inside a greenhouse, But it retains the moisture and it keeps a nice even temperature. And that's what you need to germinate seeds. There's a lot of people actually do start throughout the Christmas period in heated greenhouses to get their plants going as early as they can, and then they've got lots of seedlings happening already. I know, I haven't. I have my garlic, and we'll talk about the garlic in a moment. In fact, we'll go across and see the garlic because it's doing very, very well. So yes, I'm very pleased. I've tied it up. Back to this. I've distracted myself. This has been inside now for about 3 years. Never moved, always in the same place. I came to just move it later in the season, and all the plastic at the bottom, all the plastic that holds it all together, all the T-junctions and the bars, they've all gone very brittle because of course it gets quite warm in here. So over those years, even though it's not been outside in the sunshine, the cover's fine. So I've had to repair it, and thank heavens for cable ties and bamboo sticks, because that's really worked wonders. It's not going to move. I've made sure it's stabilised. We can utilise it again, and yeah, so I've had to repair it inside. Isn't that pretty odd? And here we are inside my little greenhouse. The garlic is doing well. It's going to move outside shortly. And the thing with garlic is it likes full sunshine. So I'm going to make a place on the bank. I'm going to put a brand new raised bed on the bank. I was going to dig it all out and move the greenhouse to that area, but what I think I will do is just put some raised beds on it, and I can utilise the bank fully, and because that's where you get the full sunshine over there. But then again, I might change my mind. If we get really good weather, I may dig it flat and just slightly extend the area and actually put a greenhouse over there in that area. But I might dig down and see how difficult it's going to be. But as I say, I'm really pleased with my garlic. My leek's not done so well, but the garlic is coming along. So I'm really, really excited about that, to get it outside so I can get some frosts and develop some lovely, lovely flavours. Well, once again, thank you very much for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. And, well, I'll see you very shortly here. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for being back with me. And, well, I can't wait to carry on our journey for the next season ahead. Fingers crossed we get some really decent warm weather this year. Oh, by the way, I've already started looking for slugs. Yes, my nemesis. I'm going to get on top of those this year, by hook or by crook. I'll see you next time here on Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. Ta-ra for now.